says y'all, welcome in to episode 73 of the Dumb Marks podcast, your favorite Saturday brunch bunch. Best four-man booth in the business, back at it again on a lover's weekend. Sometimes fate, gives you a little nudge in the right direction, and for one of the co-hosts over here, an algorithm popped up that suggested he needs to get on this dating app to find love. So Facebook, the metaverse, Mr. Zuckerberg himself developed an algorithm for the silent assassin to get on.
Just on everybody's timeline.
To find love. To find love this Valentine's Day weekend. Would you take advantage of the opportunity that was presented in front of you to find love for Valentine's Day on Monday?
I'm not logging on any apps.
This
You're not going to log on this app.
Come on.
You're wearing your red. You're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go. Love is in the air. You can buy the little box of hearts with the writing on it. You can vent.
Let's say you're not walking through that forbidden door.
Yeah. You can DoorDash.
That's not for on the show.
You don't want to DoorDash the box of chocolates. Send that edible arrangement over to the Facebook, to the metaverse.
I mean,
you can do
25% of the square is single. Or 75% is single.
Scott Steiner math over here.
Yeah. 33 and a third.
The metaverse will allow you to go on a date without actually spending money on the date to see if you really need to do the date in order to find that connection. You can get on there virtually and connect.
I wasn't looking for my push. I didn't need a push today. I didn't need that.
I'll let you borrow my VR headset.
Get the full effect out there. So shout out to all the couples out there. Spending Valentine's Day weekend. If you're doing something big, great. If you're like myself and been married 12, 13 years, you still got to find a way to keep things fresh. So shout out to those guys that are in it for the long haul and have found a way over the years to keep things interesting and going. And for all you single people out there, like
we ain't got to do shit. You got to keep things fresh, and we just got to wake up.
Yeah, like
enjoy the day.
Yeah,
hate on all y'all.
I get to save money this week.
Yeah, so Valentine's Day in my household has never really been a thing. Even whenever me and my wife were dating, it's never really been like the over the top celebration, spoiled. Like she never wanted it, and I was cool with that. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? Not trying to be cheap, but just hey, you don't want to make it a thing. We don't got to make it a thing. Still get the card and a little something. But yeah, I'm not dropping the $500, $600, $700, $800 bill that most teams are going to drop this weekend, to maybe, succeed in something. Other than that, it's just a regular weekend and we keep it moving. So, but yeah, just wanted to see if the algorithms, if the metaverse, Mr. Zuckerberg was the love doctor that he planned to be when he launched this.
I took my time to Instagram. I was looking for another algorithm.
Well, that's the secret backdoor.
Wasn't looking for love.
No. We're looking for a different type of love on the secret Instagram menu. We won't get into that. So how's everybody doing? Everybody's week was good. We ready to pod today. Get some energy out here. Nice little intro to start there. 4 minutes of trying to set Jason up for love. Ladies, if you're out there and the tall, skinny, silent type is your type, the bearded fella in the right-hand corner up there, that's the way to go. Or my left, if you're looking on the screen. So yeah, holler at your boy. The other two below me are open for business too.
I retired back in the day, so I'm good. I'm already in the Hall of Fame, so I don't need to be active again.
What Hall of Fame you in?
One of the made up ones that everybody make up. There's a Hall of Fame on every corner.
He's out there like Barkley, Marino, Ewing, no rings. He's out there with no rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
All I heard is he's on a corner.
All right. With that being said, intro stuff. I know we got a couple gaming things to run through here. Some entertainment stuff did pop up. And I have an interesting food thing for you guys that I came across this week that we need to make a road trip for. So just throwing that out there now. So Donald, before I kick it over to you with any gaming news, the one thing that popped across my screen, which we talked about before that I was super pumped about, Ninja Turtles coming back. Trailer of the actual game was put out there this week, and there was a surprise player that you could be on the game, which those of you from the nostalgia verse will instantly be excited about. So we saw the unveiling of Master Shredder as a character that you can play in the reboot of the Ninja Turtles. You guys
Master
excited
Splinter?
for it?
Splinter.
Or Master Splinter. I said Shredder. Shredder is obviously the bad guy. So yeah, Master Splinter. You guys excited? Get out there, be the guru of the Turtles.
Did they give a release date?
I did not see a release date. I still think it's going to be sometime in the fall of this year, hopefully before Christmas. To get that Christmas push out there. But yeah, just the fact that we saw the trailer got me super excited, and it was everything that I thought it was going to be. And
that's a good change up too, because normally in every Turtles game, you're always saving Splinter. So for him actually being on the team, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So good, fresh,
Yeah,
fresh
definitely interested to see how the rest of the game plays out, story mode wise, etc., etc. So
that'll either be a game night, or hopefully if they play online, we'll all be playing it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Get on a Twitch, and we can run, the dynamic. The four-man booth can be out there like a real four-man crew.
Is it cross-play?
I don't
know. All the singles guys got PlayStation. Got one Xbox.
Well, there might be a follow, because it can also be like a Streets of Rage 4 thing. You can play four together locally, but you only can play 2 online. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what bugs come about and what you can and can't do as far as gameplay between systems, as well as each individual system itself. So we'll get that worked out from that end. But anything else from the gaming news world that came across this week that you saw at all?
There was Nintendo had their little presser this week, Nintendo Direct. I'm only 10 minutes in on it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it's just re-releasing a bunch of old games, like Star Wars Force Unleashed is coming out for it. No Man's Sky is coming out. I saw Nintendo Switch Sports. So there's the trilogy to the Wii Sports is coming out. Mario Strikers.
Wii Sports was the shit.
Oh man, now you talk about competition. Oh man, I think I threw an arm out doing that.
Yeah, I'll have to hook up the old Wii that I have to see if it still works, because if that's the case, the Dunmarks championship belt will be defended on Wii Sports. We got home run derby, we got tennis, we got bowling. We can get it on and cracking for the championship belt for sure.
Yeah, I think they said for that game they're only releasing a few games to start, and then they'll add more over time, I think. So
that sounds like DLC money. There you go.
Well, that was
everybody talking about everybody.
That was the big thing with Mario Kart this week.
Bowling and tennis will be the ones held off. Baseball will be held off.
Yeah. The ones that you want to play. Yeah, the ones that you want to play will be the ones that will take forever to come out. So.
Yeah, but that's all about gaming. There wasn't really much this week on it.
Entertainment wise, I think we sent it. I don't know. One of us sent it in the group chat or on Facebook. I think I might have shared it with you on Facebook because I was tagged in it. But all of Marvel stuff is being pulled from Netflix coming up here in a few short weeks. I'm not sure if they gave a deadline date yet.
I saw March 1st, but I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Yeah, so all that stuff, Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, what else is on there?
Defenders, Punisher, Defenders.
Yeah. All that stuff will be pulled, and we'll see where it goes. Obviously, you would think Disney Plus. Disney Plus recently realized that hey, adult R-rated content is good for your platform. So they decided to add that stuff on at some point. You would think by making this move.
So are they getting the Hulu stuff too?
I don't know. I didn't hear
Yeah,
the only stuff. It was. I would assume it would be all of Marvel stuff, but I know for sure the stuff from Netflix is going to be gone. So if you want to bang through some of that stuff and get caught up before it gets yanked off, because you might be waiting a while before it gets added to another platform, I was just doing that over the course of the next couple of weeks here to get your fix in. Prior to that, I'll probably go back and rewatch Punisher. I'm working my way through Daredevil now. So yeah,
I did see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be included in that group. So it wasn't necessarily a Netflix show, but just part of the agreement. So
yeah, interesting stuff there. Anything else as far as entertainment goes that caught your eyes this week?
Caught by Snoop Dogg bought Death Row Records.
You mean Hasbro no longer has it?
Yeah, so they didn't say for how much he bought it for, but he is control owner of Death Row Records, and he said there's still a lot of potential left in the name, the label, and he can't wait to put out 30 years worth of songs.
It was 30 years after he got on the Death Row, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
he said he got 30 years in the past. He said I got 30 more years in the future with it.
Is he pulling a Goldberg?
Unlike Goldberg, Snoop is wanted to put out the stuff. So
this is true.
Wrestling and music are completely different when it comes to labels.
Right.
To a point.
Yeah, so there's that. Obviously, entertainment-wise, the halftime show of the Super Bowl. We'll break down the Super Bowl in sports, but big time Super Bowl show for halftime. So yeah, I'm sure everybody in our demographic is looking forward to it. We'll see the reactions as it's played out a lot as far as who hates it and who loves it. And I'm pretty sure we all have an idea on who's going to hate it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they're going to be watching it too.
Even though they say they won't.
But no, excited to watch that though.
Yeah. I saw, for those of you that are big fans of the game Wordle, that's been real popular lately. I know recently the New York Times bought the game, but CBS is bringing back the old Game Show Network game Lingo, which was basically an early adaptation of Wordle.
And Lingo was fantastic.
Yeah,
I love watching Lingo.
I played Wordle once. I beat it. Done.
First try, you beat it?
First try, beat it. Done. No need to go back.
Yeah, I did not jump on the Wordle craze. I have not partaken in that hype train yet. Probably won't, but I'll be looking forward to watching Lingo when it comes back on.
Yeah, I've been playing Wordle like whenever I have the time, but I don't like it because it's only you play that day. That's it. So it's just like if you get it, like Jason said, like if you get it in the first try, you're done for the day. So like you can't keep playing.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's no game.
No,
it's like
that's
the
a
Taco Bell.
microtransaction.
It's like the Taco Bell membership right now. You get one taco for 30 days.
One punch card for the day.
You out.
They hit you with a mini transaction DLC.
So we'll see if New York Times changes that at all once they take it over. But yesterday I found Lingo in the App Store, so I was playing that last night. At least with that, I can keep playing if I want to. So.
All right. Anything else entertainment wise before I touch on the one food subject that caught my eye?
I got some stuff for Smash or Trash too, so we can tie all that together.
So I saw an article this week for best pizza in Pittsburgh. We talked a couple of weeks ago that Pittsburgh, as far as pizza chains, is kind of like Starbucks coffee. There's one on every corner, pretty much in any direction you go in and around the city. And this list didn't have any particular order as far as ranking them. They just put out there who they decided was going to be the best tasting pizza in Pittsburgh. And most of these shops around here we know, we've all been to. You have your regular Minios, Ayelos, Caliente, Fioris. I did want to give a shout out to Capizzuto's over there in Greenfield. I know the owners very well. Excellent food, excellent family run business. If you're in the Greenfield area, go get you some Capizzuto's. You will not be disappointed with that.
I hope you got paid for that.
No, that's a free plug that I'm hoping to get paid for on the back end. We're going to back end that. Yeah. So, Matt, if you're listening, if not, I'm going to tag you in the video. And, we'll have the dumb marks over to Capizzuto's for free lunch.
So you say our next trip is on house. Okay.
Yeah, definitely go check them out. You won't be disappointed for sure.
They can cater WrestleMania.
But the thing that caught my eye here, as I'm scrolling down towards the bottom of the article, it has other favorites listed, right? And it says Beto's, Mama Lucia's, Proper Brick Oven and Tap Room. And then I see Santoro's Pizzeria Italiana. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. That's that's me. But obviously I don't own the pizzeria, right? So, we're going to be making a road trip here to Santoro's.
Are you my peoples?
It's exactly it. Right. It's located in Castle Shannon behind the Ice Castle. So we're going to be making a trip out there to do a little live taste testing and hopefully talk to the owners of the establishment themselves. Maybe we'll do an ancestry link up through food. Like, there's another way. You got 23andMe. Well, we're doing pepperoni and I, and that's how we're going to link up here. So I just saw that as a little interesting thing that I came across. So we'll be making a road trip out there. Just to taste and see if there is a family connection that I don't know about.
Definitely looking forward to that. All right.
What do you got for Smash or Trash?
For Smash or Trash, first thing up is Dr. Pepper limited edition berries and cream pop.
Trash.
Smash.
I was highly disappointed in Dr. Pepper's cream soda attempt, so I'm kind of out on them with the different flavors.
Okay. Sour Patch Kids is coming out with new not so sour, and it's 2 flavors, peach and grape.
Smash.
I don't know why you're toning down the sour content, but okay.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah.
Is that diet Sour Patch Kids? Like, you know what I mean?
A third less sugar.
Yeah. But
Diabetes.
A couple dessert things. Betty Crocker, for those of you that are Seinfeld fans, and I think I'm the only one on this panel, but they're coming out with muffin tops to bake. There's going to be banana chocolate chip, cinnamon, and blueberry. So instead of a whole muffin, you just get the top.
You're just getting the top. That's a hilarious Seinfeld episode.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Just the muffin tops. So, yeah, I will smash that.
Smash.
When you eat a muffin, do you take the top off?
I do.
No.
Do you do that with the Hostess cake? Do you take the chocolate off the top and just have the cake with the cream? You eat those separately?
No, just muffin. I always pop the top.
I can go on a rant and just about touching shit. Just eat the damn thing right off. There's no incorrect right way or wrong way to eat. Just eat the damn thing. No.
That sounds like an After Dark episode. Funfetti is coming out with frozen pancakes, so it'll be just pancakes with the little funfetti sprinkles in them.
Smash.
Trash. I'm not in on the frozen pancake game. Trash.
Duncan Hines, they had previously come out with Fruity Pebbles cake. Now they're coming out with a Cocoa Pebbles cake, which will be a chocolate cake mix, Cocoa Pebbles frosting, and then the actual cereal to sprinkle on top.
Trash.
Too much chocolate for me.
It is a lot of chocolate. Yeah. A couple things for Easter. You're going to start seeing Easter candy coming out. Skittles is coming out with jelly beans. For those of you that were hating on Skittles previously.
Smash.
Sour Patch Kids again. They're coming out with Easter marshmallows. So it'll be the Sour Patch coating on top of a marshmallow.
Smash.
Trash.
And last, Funfetti again is coming out with Funfetti jelly beans.
Smash.
Trash.
They need to stop with that shit. That's like candy canes. Everybody coming out with a candy cane flavor now. Everybody's doing jelly bean flavor.
As long as it's fruit flavor, it's good. Don't come with the off the wall stuff.
Yeah, the Skittles one I'll definitely try. But that's all I got for Smash or Trash.
All right, let's jump into Bell to Bell. All right, this week in the world of wrestling, interesting week. Let's just jump right into the hype train that was Wednesday Night Dynamite. All day long, the hype was real. All week long. All week long. I was listening to Busted Open. Tony Khan was on Wednesday morning and was talking about the show. The entire time the show was on, they had callers calling in as far as trying to guess names, who it would be, what's going on, what they thought as far as debuts would go. And prior to the show, I kind of tweeted out, in my eyes, there were probably 3 names that would have lived up to the Forbidden Door hype train that Tony Khan was talking about. And none of those 3 names that I had listed out were former WWE guys. To me, a former WWE guy that you bring in as a signee is not kicking down the Forbidden Door. Based on my definition of the Forbidden Door, I don't know if you guys agree with that definition.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week. That someone that you're a free agent isn't the Forbidden Door.
So before the show, I said if it's not Okada, Ospreay, or Jay White, it's not going to live up to the hype. In my eyes, as far as a Forbidden Door person coming through, we got Jay White, so that's 1 out of the 3. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about on the show.
You do love to pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, and then we had the debut. Then we had literally right after that, we had the debut of Keith Lee.
Yep.
So as far as the overall hype for the show and what was speculated, in your eyes, did it deliver on the hype?
For me, it did. I thought it was I thought Wednesday night was actually a really good show overall. For a few weeks that I was really disappointed in it. Wednesday night delivered. And honestly, when CM Punk was in the tag match, I was like, are they going to go for a third debut here tonight? You weren't sure about that, and I was cool with what they did, but he kept going on Twitter and he was he was tweeting at Samoa Joe and Danhausen and some other people, and it's like he was just starting it up on Twitter.
The Joe was a tease. I'm like, don't tease me with that. If you're going to do that, great, do it. And because I would have popped huge, but don't throw that out there as a tease. That's really harsh to do to marks that are Samoa Joe fans like myself. So
that would have got a pop.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Jay, you said it didn't live up to the hype for you.
No.
With the day, and I'm not talking about the show in and of itself. We can get to the show, but just based on Jay White and Keith Lee, you think that lived up to the hype?
No, there's no more hype. You're not getting beyond AJ or Moxley anymore. You're not, unless it's Rainmaker. You're not getting to that level of surprise. No, so not this day and age.
You don't have Jay White up there as the.
Well, the way they did it did nothing.
Well, no, I like the way they did it because it leaves the door open for a lot of storylines.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could have done an in-ring or something.
We got the in-ring last night on Rampage. So technically it happened the same night, but we saw it on 2 different days, right? But yeah, so all right, so you're a no, Chris, you're a yay. Donald, as far as just debuts, not the overall show from start to finish, but as far as debuts go, did it live up to the hype that was going into the night?
For me, it did. Keith Lee, just like we all said, that's a signing. That's nothing to be, extravagant about. I mean, whoever's a free agent who comes in, that's just a new wrestler on a contract. Jay White, they've been going back and forth with each other on Twitter so much. I mean, it was eventually going to happen. So whenever he did show up, it was like, okay, he's finally here. I never see Rainmaker go back and forth with everybody. So whenever he shows up, that would be a shock to me.
So Jay White and GOD have been in the States. They've been doing stuff with Impact. If you haven't caught any of that, Watch it. It's been good. They're setting up matches for No Surrender. They got Gorillas of Destiny against the Good Brothers for the Impact titles. Jay White's facing Eric Young. They've had some TV matches and that have been good from that standpoint. And I like the fact that God is over here because you're bringing in Jay White. God shows up. Then you can book your dream matches with FTR and Lucha Bro. Like you can have all that on the back end of things if they do come over through the forbidden door. I was expecting Keith Lee to debut. I'm not shitting on the debut. I thought the debut was good. I thought Isaiah Cassidy deserves a huge round of applause. Made Keith Lee look like $1 trillion. Him and Mark Quinn both did their job to the ultimate level as far as what you do when you bring somebody in to make the debut feel big.
And I love that it wasn't a squash.
Were excellent.
And then you had Matt Hardy leave in the match, just like Jeff Hardy did.
Right. So yeah, you had that play there. Kind of getting Hardy away to get him established for whenever Jeff comes in, because we all know Jeff is going to come in at some point in time once his 90 days is up. So yeah, I thought the debuts were good. I liked what they did. I liked where they're going. There's a ton of storylines with Jay White that you can go after and go through. The whole Bullet Club Elite, Bullet Club for Life thing. You can see that all play out on American TV, which I think will be good for those people that aren't familiar, as long as they fill in the gaps and get people caught up.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of history there.
And for those of us that have followed it for a number of years, starting in New Japan, it's what we wanted to see here in AEW.
Yeah. So I thought it was good what it was. I think, Jay, to your point, I tend to agree, and Donald, you said the same thing. Like there's only maybe 1, 2, or 3 names out there as far as a forbidden door that you're really gonna go, holy shit, this is a game changer, or holy shit, this can make a big difference depending on what they do story-wise and how they tell it. Okada is definitely on that list.
Or cross promotion. That'd be the only other.
Right.
With like WWE and AEW. Yeah. Like that. Like if Reigns showed up on Dynamite, something like that.
Yeah, but other than that, I tend to agree, Donald, with your point as far as, a signing is a signing. You can debut the signing. Obviously, you got to debut the signing, right? But it's not so much a forbidden door aspect of things. Jay White still is technically the forbidden door because it's New Japan, AEW, and you get that walkthrough, so to speak. But yeah, it was. Overall, I thought it was a very good showing for Dynamite this week, Chris. Like you said, talk about your thoughts on the show from start to finish, what you liked, what you didn't like, and anything that you would have changed from what you saw on Wednesday night.
One thing that I did like, and not necessarily loved the matches themselves, but it was nice to actually see 2 women's matches on the show. They were back to back, so that was different. Because Jade came out and it's just like, oh, okay, you're in your normal women's match spot of the night. And then, Serena came out next, and it's just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. It was something different. She was kind of given that 5-minute challenge, and which kind of made
which I love, by the way.
Yeah, the old Teddy Long 5-minute white boy challenge. So, so hopefully that continues, and I think you put it on Twitter the other day. Hopefully this is used not necessarily to put Deeb over, but to put on a future rookie, whoever that may be. So
yeah, like a la Cena and Angle. Although it wasn't like played out the same way, but we had Kurt with the open challenges. Cena comes out. You get the ruthless aggression line, even though it was horrible at the time. It kicked off and led into Cena being Cena from his starting off point. So yeah, if we're gonna use Deeb out there to do these squashes and obliterate people to the point where somebody new comes in, rookie wise, that nobody's familiar with really, and go through that side of it, I'm for the booking of it that way. I think that would be a huge help to getting somebody established and putting them on the right track in the women's division there in AEW.
Mm-hmm. Now, a question for you guys about that. I know it's good for like Deeb and everything, but do you think that it hurts the women's division too because it's only like a minute match? You're just throwing them out there real quick, 1 minute, and it's over. Just speaking overall as a woman's match.
I don't, because for her and the character that she is, it fits perfectly for the story that they're telling with it.
Okay.
Like, you can't have every woman do that. From a character standpoint, from a storyline standpoint, it's not going to work with every woman. But Deeb is arguably, in the ring, move for move, technical for technical, like she's arguably one of the best women in all of pro wrestling. So having her do that, I think it just fits her perfectly as far as, hey, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to whoop your ass in less than 5 minutes. I'm going to call it a day because you're not on my level.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they kind of do on Dark and in Elevation. They do real quick matches anyway, so it's like I'm okay with that. For a women's match, I'd rather see longer stuff, but for her and wrestling, rookies or whoever, I'm cool with that.
Jay,
what?
And to your point, Chris, if you're gonna run this,
what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Call up Sap. To go along with your point there, if you're going to run with this Deeb thing, not that you have to do it every single week, but when you do it, you should have another women's match on the card.
Yeah.
Because of the story and with it being less than 5 minutes and everything else. So if you can't find another way to work another women's match on the card whenever you're just doing this, then you're going to get backlash from people saying, hey, you can run with another story or two or another match from the women's side of things.
Now that's established.
Now
that's established. I'd rather see one match on each hour if it's going to be on Dynamite. If they do it on Rampage, cool, whatever. But I don't need them back to back. So it's like do one earlier and then do another one later.
Okay.
Right. I loved everything from the opening segment with MJF. From Wardlow.
We got a question from Kenny. Do you think they should book Jade Cargill like Goldberg back when he was in WCW, just running through people? Kind of what they've been doing with her in a way.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah, they are doing it with her. I thought Wednesday night was interesting because you had AQA in there who just got signed. We saw the All Elite graphic go up for her, so she's now on the women's division there. With Jay being still so green from a time frame wise in ring work, if you're going to have her run through the Goldberg run with squashes and everything else, you're going to have a little bit more of an experienced opponent in there for her. You can't just have her going up against people that are brand new or just as green as her.
Yeah.
If you want to go the Goldberg route, it has to be like 2-3 moves or less to run it through. Because like the more she read, like the longer she goes, the more you see like holes in her game.
And that's what they were doing with her on Dark when she was on there. Like, because again, all the matches on there are fairly quick. So like it was just like she'd come in, do a couple big things, and then gone.
Yeah.
But
to the point of her matches being too long, she's definitely grown leaps and bounds, and she's working hands on with Bryan Danielson. He's specifically training her to help her improve, and I think she has come a long way from where she was just a year ago. Right, she debuted about a year ago with the Shaq and Cody and Red Velvet match. So as long as she continues to work with him, I think he'll get her to a point where she can go out there for 7 to 10 minutes and put on a good match. I don't see her in no 20-minute, barn burner of a match yet, just because of how green she is from a year standpoint of wrestling.
Now fast forward it a couple years, and she's still on this EC3 run of like 783-0 or something like that. Who do you have beat her? I mean, because if she's on this big of a run, somebody who beat her is going to have to, this is going to have to make their career like boost. Just like we keep talking about who's going to beat Roman, for that career jump.
I would let her do something, kind of do it like the X Division cash-in, for the world title shot. I'd let her do something like that where, she's TBS champ for a bit, and then she's like, okay, it's time that I take that title, whether it's Britt or whoever beats Britt. And then I'd let them beat her. Like, I wouldn't give her that belt just yet. I'd let the main champ beat her.
Mm-hmm.
She needs some DQs and shoddy finishes. That's the only way you're gonna get her to have her in the ring with people that can actually go and have her grow instead of like going through these rookies.
Yeah,
have some shoddy finishes. Everybody who was in the TBS tournament should still be vying for that belt.
And I think they'll get there and circle back around with those individuals. Maybe not all of them, because it looks like we're gearing up towards Rosa and Britt.
That's
build up a baby face
to beat her when the win means something. Yeah, it does.
I just think anytime you go with streaks, it's really hard to have it end to where it's like, I don't want to say justifiable, but to where like you're satisfied with the loss. I mean, you look at Asuka, how long she was undefeated in NXT and everything else, and then she comes up to the main roster and she loses to Charlotte, and people were like, well, what are you doing? And it's like, you got to have a loss at some point. Like,
Our streak's impressive anymore.
No, because
everybody's on one right now.
There's a ton of people on AEW who's undefeated, not like in the season wise, but a lot of people haven't lost. Yeah, a lot. Or who's on like big time streaks.
Yeah. Stevie, even to your point, when Goldberg's streak ended, like everybody hated how that ended. With the cattle prod. It's like you didn't know what to do.
Oh, that was Kevin Nash at his best.
Right. I mean, it's just, it'll be interesting to see how Tony Khan books her when it is time for her to lose, and whether or not it'll be satisfying as far as a fan accepting how and who she loses to. I think to the call-up's point there, you're going to have it be a babyface that everybody's behind in order to make it worthwhile. But she still has a long way to go in order to have that babyface be to the point that everybody wants to see them beat her. Like, I don't look at Jade as somebody like, like your best of the best heels where you want to see them lose because the babyface is so good. You know what I mean? Like Hangman and Kenny. Like, I wanted to see Hangman beat Kenny because it was that story was told perfectly, and Kenny was there as a heel champ. That Hangman as the babyface can go over him, and it was well worth it. I don't know how long you gotta let Jay go before you can get a babyface to that point where she beats her and it's worth it.
Would Red Velvet do it for you?
If they use her.
They do have the history.
The history is there. I give you that point, but those two in the ring together, I get scared watching those two in the ring together.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because Red Velvet to me, she's like the Shotzi Blackheart of AEW.
I'm going to say that.
She almost dies every time she goes into the ring. And I get scared watching her. And so that potentially you could see that, but you got a lot of work for Red to do to get up to that point. So it's going to take booking on both sides, building somebody up for her to be beaten by and continuing to build her the right way to where the people want to see her get beaten by somebody.
If they didn't turn her heel, my pick would have been Hirsch.
I like where she's going.
Big fan. Yeah, I like the heel turn, but
I like where she's
big fan either way.
And like last night they did that promo. I didn't like Statlander's promo against her. It's like Statlander cut the heel promo. for that.
Yeah.
Going like I can see why your parents gave you up. Just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Kenny got an interesting name down there.
Sky Blue.
What do you think of her? Because to me, I look at her and I see kind of Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Like those,
the fans are behind her.
Those are the parallels for me when you're looking at her name. So, you could get something that could be something there. I wouldn't mind seeing that from her. You know, but it also got to be somebody that's worthy of that TBS title. You know, especially if they're going to book the TBS title like they have the TNT title. And we talked about this on the show when they announced the tournament, who we thought was going to win and everything else. Like that TNT title was like, for me, it's like the TV title back in the day with Arn and Tully and everybody else that held that. That's the workhorse belt. That's the one that you go 20 minutes with, that you wrestle every single week. Like that's, to me, those type of titles. Is Jay the right person for that? You can argue that, depending on how you feel and how you think that they should book that belt specifically. So yeah, it's just a lot of interesting things can come of the TBS title. All right, so back to Wednesday night. Loved everything with MJF opening segment. Love Punk calling out Wardlow and not MJF. I love everything they did with Wardlow himself coming out to no music, carrying down the cutouts, and then everybody else gets the intro. Like, just added on that layer to those stories there with Wardlow and the eventual turn on MJF. But yeah, overall, 2 hours start to finish. For me, Dynamite was the best show of the week.
Yeah. From what I watched, yes.
Jay, you got a little
from what I watched
in there.
I mean,
from what I watched, which it wasn't much. Yeah.
I think I fast forwarded to half of the matches because I'm never watching a Moxley fight, and there was somebody else who wrestled that I fast forward through.
And what Hangman and Archer.
I love what they.
I watched Hangman and Archer, but
so that's the other thing I wanted to touch on, right? Going into the show, you had a Texas Death Match for the AEW Heavyweight title, and for me, that was an afterthought. It wasn't even on my mind as far as what I was looking forward to on the show itself.
Yep.
By the end of the match, did they do what they needed to do to make the title be on the forefront of everybody's mind, or was it everything else debuts and that still overshadowed the heavyweight title?
Man, he came out bloody and I checked out.
It seemed like the debuts overshadowed everything with that.
WWE has so desensitized you. See, for me, I need blood in wrestling. Because you get blood in every other sport. It's like, if you're gonna make this legit, I don't need what they did the other day all the time, but give me something. I mean, they did back in the day. Hogan bled all the time, Flair bled all the time.
I mean,
but you're getting that all the time.
How are you bleeding in wrestling though? Unless I punch you in the nose, we're not bleeding. The only thing you bleed from is straight from the street.
Archer went through, a process.
No, I'm just saying, like in regular matches, like you don't. Yeah.
I mean, and we have seen some guys actually get busted open hard way in AEW where it wasn't planned. I think Dax got busted open hard way. In that. So do I need it in every big time match? No. Does it add to it? Yes. But it's one of those things that's give or take. Like if you do the Crimson Mask too much, then I'm gonna be like, all right, can we not book a match where we
and
have to have blood all the time?
In that match, I felt like it was fine.
It was fine because it wasn't Texas Death Match. So yeah, you're gonna see that. Yeah. But with me, how many street fights we gonna get?
We're getting away from wrestling. This week we got a weaponized steel cage match. We're getting away from wrestling.
A weaponized steel cage match?
NXT.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the spot with the steel steps with Hangman with the blackout?
I liked it.
I don't know how he's walking after that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some spots where I go, maybe didn't need to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good spot.
Go wrong.
Yeah,
like there's a ton that could have went wrong there with that spot.
It's like he bounced off and almost hit the ring post.
I'd have cringed. Like the steps holding up to me was the bigger, the bigger thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the finish with the buckshot lariat over the referee because the top rope was taken down, which I thought, hey, great heel work by Lambert. You come out, although I don't know who tightened the ring rope because it took forever in a day to get it to come off. You got to loosen that up in a commercial break a little bit. If you're going to run through that. My man was out there for 7 minutes struggling to get that top rope to fall down. But no, very, very creative on the finish there as far as incorporating the ref to hit the buckshot lariat through the table. I thought that was very well done. So,
and they said Archer had neck issues too, and he still made it through the match. And all that, and you know me, I'm not an Archer fan, but if you're hurt like that and you still go out and perform, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Last thing to put a bow on this part of the conversation here. I know we said going into this, all Archer does is lose big time matches, right? He's lost damn near everyone he's been in except for the TNT title that he won, or the IWGP
US title.
US title he won off of Mox. This particular match for him, is this a situation where it hurts him, or is this a situation, as Bully Ray likes to say, one person went over, another person got over?
It does nothing.
Yeah. I don't necessarily if it got him over. I agree.
If you look at your champ, do you ever see who do you see beating Hangman?
Adam Cole.
Archer. No. And they run long championships.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Archer is ever in the circle for a belt unless it's the TNT.
True. Very true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him as being a main guy as far as carrying that heavyweight title, but if you're going to continue to do long runs, then you're going to have to feed different people along the run. You know what I mean? So for that being the case, like, I thought it was a nice change of pace. You had Danielson and Hangman go. That established Hangman as a legit title holder. Now you give him a different style of match to compete in against a different opponent. And okay, we got that under his belt. Now let's get into a nice steady long feud, which I don't think we're going to get because of the time frame between now and the pay-per-view, but it is what it is there. So yeah, let me see Hangman run a nice feud with somebody. And Adam Cole can be that guy.
And I mean, who's going to be his Revolution opponent? Because Cole's coming out. MJF called his shot the other day too. So, I mean, who's going to be his opponent there? I'd rather see Cole and Hangman for Double or Nothing for the next event. But
for Revolution, that's Dante Martin. He 5-0.
He's up there. It makes more sense.
Anything else from the AEW space that we want to jump on here from either Wednesday night or last night on Rampage?
They changed Keith Lee's music, man.
You mean they gave him a banger of a theme song?
They changed his music, man. They changed the man's music.
They're better than that main roster stuff he had.
As much as y'all bitched about them changing music, man.
Well, you thought he was going to come in a different company with the same music?
That's what I'm saying. The music don't matter.
No,
if you can go, the music don't matter.
It's the first thing that you identify with the person.
Music don't matter. I like the song.
You don't have the music.
I like the song. I don't know his intro.
You don't get the like, The Rock with "If You Smell," instantly there.
Don't put Keith Lee on that level. Don't put his intro on that level.
This isn't a Keith Lee thing. This is a music thing.
I'm saying don't put his intro on that level. There's nothing. Yeah,
that's not the point that I'm trying to make with the intro. I'm trying to make it tie into connecting with the wrestler.
Morning, man.
Morning.
I'm trying to make it about what it does with connecting to the wrestler.
As soon as you hear, if you smell,
Yeah,
you know who it
it's
is.
like everybody comes about the seat. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, past couple days, all I've been hearing in my head is, "Who am I?" And you'll be hearing it in a few weeks. Don't worry.
Limitless is back. Bearcat's dead.
Adam Cole can finally manage him.
Look, to me, I thought I saw on Twitter, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Might have been John Alba. I can't remember, but they said Keith Lee can be this generation's Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yes.
And I like that. To me, is the right comparison for Keith Lee, a big man who can do little man moves.
Yeah.
And is believable, can have a match with anybody. Bam Bam is highly underrated as far as what he does in the ring.
Yes.
And what he was able to do. But from
Let's
a big
say
man perspective, like,
let's say Bam Bam in style.
what do you mean by that?
Because, I mean, what accolades does Bam Bam have?
Well, I mean, Bam Bam's running ECW was,
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
ECW champ. He main
his
evented
early 80s run.
WrestleMania. He main evented WrestleMania. I mean, like,
did he win?
He made LT look like $1 million.
did he win? No. Aspire to be higher.
See, you're
I'm not disrespecting Bam Bam, but
the Bam Bam.
He said inspire higher. Who runs WWE? There you go.
I mean, because he
was going to be Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels back then.
And there you go.
King Kong was up there, but Bam Bam I think was much more agile than King Kong Bundy. So it's like I get the comparison, but definitely a big man that's going to be able to go.
So we'll see if Keith Lee is booked properly in AEW to where he can.
I agree.
Stay relevant, because you had another big man come in that could do little guy shit, and we haven't seen him on TV in months, and he's probably going to have his contract run out, and that's Brian Cage. Yeah. So what do you do with Keith Lee? Because to me, I don't know what went sideways with Cage, and you could maybe call back to the comments his wife made about him not getting pushed and everything else, but you had a big guy come in with a lot of hype, won the ladder match and everything else, and then now it just completely out the door. Probably not going to re-sign him.
I'm not a huge Brian Cage fan, though. He it just never clicked with me. Because I kind of always felt like he could do some nice spots as a big guy, and he had some. I mean, he has the look and ability, but there was just something that never really clicked with me to the point of that I wanted to see him go far in the company. Like, I liked him with Team Taz. I thought that was the perfect thing for Taz to be his mouthpiece.
Yeah,
because I thought he was limited on the mic. I liked the group surrounding him, but for whatever reason, the shine wore off real quick in AEW.
Chris, pull up the last comment that came in there, because this is a question we'll end AEW on before we jump into WWE.
If he does get booked well, do you feel that he could be their first African American champ in AEW?
Yes.
What do you say to that?
Yes,
because I don't see them doing anything with Scorpio Sky.
Yet.
They're not doing anything with Scorpio Sky.
I think they have their champions in mind already.
Oh, of course. They had that.
Unless you want to throw in a transition champ somewhere.
They had that when the promotion started.
Possibly, but yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily, champ within a year, but, he could be added to the list, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for what they do with him, and I'm really curious to see, because everybody was clamoring for him in WWE. Everybody was disappointed by the run they gave him on the main roster in WWE. He has a huge fan base. So let's see what they do with him. We'll see if they're able to book him to keep him relevant 7 months from now.
But speaking of big guys that aren't doing much, where's Miro been?
He's injured.
He's injured.
Hamstring. He hamstring. The last I saw was that he just got cleared and is healthy, and it's kind of creative. Where are we going to put you? What do we want to do with you? So he just got cleared this week, I believe.
Okay.
What I saw. So yeah. And you give me Miro and Keith Lee, I'm all for that Haas fight. As Big E says, big men slapping meat. And I'll use that as a transition, not the big men slapping meat, the Big E, the transition over to WWE.
Talking about Steve's Valentine's Day over there.
Probably what I'll be doing. So WWE, right? SmackDown disrespect. And I say SmackDown disrespect just because these guys are all on SmackDown. But it's more of a WWE disrespect thing. Big E last night, we all agree his WWE title run was not good. They booked it poorly. They wrote it poorly. They didn't give him a true chance to shine. He's moved over to SmackDown now. He's back with Kofi, teaming up in the first match, losing to Los Lotharios last night. And now there's this coming out where Vince doesn't want them to be called the New Day anymore. He wants them to be called Big E and Kofi Kingston.
Just the two of them, I think. I think when Woods comes back, yeah.
So Big E, Jay, before you chime in, I just want to give you my examples, and then you can chime in and have your flag. Yeah, look at it. He's never been more excited.
You ready?
So Big E, right? Yeah, put your cape on. Get it ready. So Big E, Cesaro, who doesn't even get an entrance last night, is just in the ring waiting to fight Happy Corbin and loses to Happy Corbin. He had a small push, and now he's on the back burner doing tag team stuff with Ricochet and everything else.
Buddy.
And then Shinsuke Nakamura. 2 intercontinental title reigns. Between those 2 reigns, which total around 384 days, right? 2 reigns. He's only defended the title 4 times in televised matches. 3 during the first reign and 1 during the second reign. What is WWE doing? The defense.
That's prestige right there.
The defense for WWE is about to hop up and give his opening argument.
That's prestige.
Go ahead. Defend this. Because to me, those are 3 people. You're completely ruining.
1, Big E didn't take the pin. 2, it's Kofi and Big E, not the New Day.
But it was okay for Xavier Woods and Kofi to go by New Day, but not them.
You guys want the guy to be solo, right? You guys don't want to be repackaged with New Day again, right? Call him Kofi and Big E.
They had him solo for 4 months, Jay.
4 months. They come out with the New Day theme music. So how does that make sense? And the graphics.
You had him solo for 4 months, and then you just automatically move him down the card and bump him back over to SmackDown to team up with New Day again. You didn't give him a just run.
The man will be back. How long did he hold the belt?
How long did he hold the belt?
Yeah.
What?
I don't even know.
It was just.
I mean, that's how short it was. I don't know.
No, his title reign was not just.
There's
no argument you can give that it's just. Just because he wore the belt around his waist to the ring, don't make it a just title.
It was just.
David Arquette wore the belt too.
If he had it more than a month, it was just.
So Shinsuke is just because he's had the Intercontinental title this long, and he just where's it?
Well, my man was just injured. I don't know what they're doing with him.
They haven't done anything with him.
He was just injured.
He hasn't been injured this entire run.
He was just injured for the last 2 months.
So why have the belt on him if he's injured for 2 months? He played second fiddle to Boogs and Sami Zayn last night. Again, in the background. Not doing nothing.
Let them.
Like what are we doing with? I mean, come on, it's Nakamura.
Like people are happy where they are.
You think?
Would you love to be a 384 day champion and not have to defend it?
No, because that means I'm looked upon as not.
I'd love it. I'd love it. You're paying me to not do shit and hold a belt. I'd love it.
You sleep 18 hours out of the day.
Sign me to another contract. I love it. You want me to go back to New Japan and get the shit beat out of me? No. I'll hold a belt for 384 days and love it.
So they're adjusting everything they've done with those three individuals.
No, I believe the belt should be defended more, but you can't. This is new. This just happened, a month ago with Big E. You don't know where the storyline is going. Let it play out. Now, if months go by and it's still Kofi and Big E, then you complain about it. This is brand new.
But why move him?
You don't know what was supposed to happen. Something messed up in the Rumble. You don't know if he's supposed to turn heel. Let the shit play out.
But why move him back over in the first place?
To do what? Play second fiddle.
What, to get his belt back?
SmackDown.
To get a chance to get his belt back.
Well,
did he get a rematch? Did he get
wasn't he on SmackDown?
He was, and then he got drafted to Raw.
Got drafted to Raw first.
Yeah, he was drafted.
Yeah.
He was drafted. Or did he just win the belt?
He was champ during the draft. He got drafted.
He was champ during the draft, and he got drafted. That was their first round pick, Raw.
Let the shit play out. This is new.
This is not
new.
Let
it play out.
This is not new. It's been going on for months.
Months? He just lost the belt. He just got tagged. He just got put back in the tag with Big E.
He didn't do
with Kofi.
anything with the belt. He didn't do anything with the belt.
Let the shit
They gave
play
him
out.
no run at all.
Let the shit play out. You don't know what happened behind the scenes. You don't know what's going for. Let the shit play out.
Yeah, Vince was like, I'll just put you on SmackDown, pal. You'll go back with Kofi. Haha, good shit. You go out there, throw pancakes again. That's exactly what he did.
Let the shit play out. He tagged 2 times, and you're burying the man.
Because they buried him.
They buried him.
Let the shit play
They buried
They
him.
took the belt off of him.
So what you want to do with Kofi?
Kofi just runs solo till Xavier come back. Because he's a part of the tag, so he got to wait till his partner come back.
Kofi went from a Jamaican accent to a regular accent to a royal accent. Now he's back to being a regular accent guy again. That's Kofi's run.
Not we disparaging Kofi? Goddamn. Put some respect on the man's name.
How you going to put respect on his name? You had him take the pin to Los Lotharios in the opening match last night on SmackDown.
You want Big E to take the pin?
They shouldn't be losing to them in the first place.
You want to build tag team champions? What do you want? What do you want? Tell me what you want.
I don't want them to separate Big E from New Day, draft him to Raw as champion, and then bury him only to move him back 4 months later in the same role that he was in before he got drafted.
God damn.
If you're going to do different. Leave him on Raw and have him go his separate way, period. There's no reason to bring him back over to SmackDown. You're on SmackDown now. There's no trades. There's no draft picks. There's nothing. It's just you're on SmackDown now, and you're back with Kofi.
What if all along he's next for Roman? Then would it be justified?
Now.
Then would it be justified?
No.
Then would it be justified?
How are they going to get it back on track to make me care about Big E defeating Roman Reigns after they squandered it in the first place by having him cash in on the wrong person, only to get a title that he had for 3 months to demote him back to being a tag team person on SmackDown?
They about to give you what you want. You about to complain.
They're not giving me what he wants. I get how much you want to bet Big E's not going to be in line for Roman Reigns. Big E will not have.
He's not going to because Brock already called Roman at Mania.
You're going to go from Brock, and you'll get Drew and Roman at SummerSlam if it goes that long.
What if Big E's next?
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
Ron Breaker's going to come up and be next in line before Big E gets another title shot.
If they have Big E fight Roman at Mania, I mean, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
What will happen first? Big E being next or Shinsuke actually defending the IC belt?
Well, he defends it next week, so.
Next week.
And he does defend it because it was taped last night.
You can't. I don't see how you can honestly sit there and say that Big E's run was just and let the story play out for what they're going to do with him on SmackDown because it's brand new, when there was no need to do it in the first place.
Was he going to lose the belt regardless?
If he was going to lose the belt, okay.
At day one. If he was going to lose the belt, was it day one?
There's no champion that holds the belt forever. Every champion loses the belt at some point. Like,
so if he would have lost,
I'm not saying Big E should hold the belt for the next 5 years in WWE.
I think that's what you're saying. That's what you want. That's what you feel in your heart right now.
So you wanted to be a Hogan, 7-year champ.
Everybody don't need a long run, man.
Oh,
It's
after you do a long one, you get a short run. So whoever's champ next, it ain't gonna be long.
Big E.
It don't gotta be a long run if the short run is justified in it being a short run. His short run was not justified. It did nothing for him.
Did you enjoy it?
I wouldn't even categorize it as a transitional champ. That's how bad the run was.
And even the locker room complained about it.
Anytime a black guy loses to Brock Lesnar, we don't complain.
That's where we're going. We're gonna pin it on Brock. We're gonna pin it on Brock.
Happy Black History Month, guys.
There's your outrage there. Kofi and Big E lose to Los Lotharios. Opening match, Black History Month. There you go, Jay.
Hey, look, for the longest, Kofi was the whipping post on Black History Month.
Shelton Benjamin, too.
You know how many times I've seen Kobe get this curb stomp for Black History Month? Years.
Let the shit play out. Coming soon to ProWrestlingTees.com.
Let the shit breathe.
What do you want?
Okay. You're booking. You're Vince. Give me a story for Big E that gets me invested to where I want to see him beat Roman Reigns. And when would you have the match take place?
I'll let them do SummerSlam. If you really want the belt on E again. I don't.
You don't want to see Big E with the title?
Not really.
Oh, because maybe they booked him so poorly that you aren't invested in him as champ no more.
No.
So Big E's not a guy for you? He can't carry the belt? That's what you're saying.
No, because
that's exactly what you're saying.
He can carry it. He transition champ.
Oh, so he's not the guy. He's just the guy for the next guy.
Big E's not the guy. No.
He's just a guy.
A guy. He's not the guy.
But how do you know Big E's not the guy?
Because he's not.
How do you know? Because he's not is not an answer. How do you know?
Because you got bigger guys.
Because Vince probed your mind. That's what.
Who are the bigger guys?
Who exactly? Who are the guys?
Seth, Roman,
already established.
Roman's already champ, so you can't put him in there.
Oh, who are the new guys?
No, you think? Wait, time out. You think Lashley's more of a guy than Big E?
Yes.
Why?
In ring wise, yes.
Why?
I don't know. He's more believable.
Why?
It's just to me. I don't know. How would you book Big E?
I'm destroying your argument by asking one question. I'm asking one question, and I'm literally destroying your argument. One question, and that one question is just why.
Welcome to the WWE writers' room.
That's going to be the next. That's coming to Pro Wrestling Tees. That's coming to Pro Wrestling Tees. Why? Question mark.
He's more believable than me.
Here's a good one.
Who don't want to see the
Yeah,
belt on?
Biggie's
Who do you
not
want
a
to see it
guy.
on?
Who's the guy? Biggie's not the guy. Who's the guy? Who do you have as the guy to beat Roman? We'll just stick it to SmackDown because Big E's on SmackDown now.
On the roster right now?
On the roster right now, who's the guy to beat Roman?
They don't have it.
That's
To me, that's believable.
That's
Believable enough to carry the company.
That's the problem.
They can. Then you don't believe it's Biggie either.
No, this is your argument. This is my argument. This is your argument. You got to prove beyond a shadow of the doubt that they're not guilty of burying.
They're not.
Biggie.
They're not.
Cesaro, Shinsuke.
Big E's not the guy. Sorry.
But you were all for Big E being the guy to cash in on Roman before?
Yes, I don't mind you getting your run, get a championship run, but you're not going to be a long-term title holder. Big E's not going to be a 8-time champion.
Why?
I think Big E is a good champion because he's so good at the ambassador side of things too. He's great in interviews. He can go on TV shows. He has that presence about him. So whenever you put the belt on him and he can make those media appearances that all the champs have to do, he's better than some guys that they've had the title on. It's like he has the charisma in the ring, on the mic and for the ambassadorship.
The Great Khali has more title reigns than Big E.
Maybe to me, he needs to be repackaged.
I agree with you there.
I do there. I do.
But
they were doing that in a way. It wasn't the full repackaging, but
still had New Day elements in it, but
yeah.
No, he was still New Day. Just broke loose. He was still New Day.
It was very much Roman repackaging to Big E.
What else? Raw, SmackDown wise, anything else catch your eyes this week?
Paul Heyman's facial expressions during the interview again were classic.
For me,
go ahead.
For me, Ronda and Charlotte is not it.
Oh no! And she almost tripped running down the ramp.
Hey, when you got
it's just not.
You got 3 different grades on the ramp, man.
Don't they practice that?
Hey, you sneak up on everybody.
Yeah, it does.
So I actually had to laugh this week. It wasn't on TV. It was on YouTube. WWE put together a Ronda versus Charlotte playlist and basically tried to eliminate as much of Becky as possible to rewrite the story in the playlist. Even to the point of the WrestleMania main event, they ended the playlist before the ending of the match. It's like, this is what you're trying to do here. You're trying to rewrite the story, to give your own narrative that this is the better story to tell. But I'll give them credit for doing it, but they don't get an A for it.
Would you want to see Becky and Bianca at WrestleMania?
Did Charlotte Ronda?
Yeah.
No.
And if you did that, how would you redo it without going, who would you put for Charlotte?
So if you go Becky, Bianca, I don't think Becky and Bianca or Charlotte and Ronda are main event of night 1 of WrestleMania.
No.
Charlotte Ronda is.
So I don't see
That's because of Ronda.
Yeah, that's the only reason. And that's not they earned it. That's just Vince giving it the main event.
But you can't say the last match wasn't good.
Charlotte Ronda from Survivor Series?
Yeah.
It was good, but it didn't also... To me, that was a placeholder. That's all it was. It was a placeholder because of Becky, and it wasn't developing a story. It was just, okay, we need something to do here.
But now you have a story.
What's the story?
The story is Becky and Ronda, and they decided not to go with that story. You made it Ronda calling Charlotte because it's just the first name on the list of everybody's ass I'm gonna kick, and it just doesn't work. There's no interest in it at all.
Then who you put?
And I don't think if you're doing it from the standpoint of this is going to help build Ronda as a babyface, because we're still pushing Becky as a heel to where whenever Becky and Ronda do meet up, they're going to cheer Ronda and boo Becky. They're the worst freaking creative people in the world and don't see what's right in front of their face.
But then who do you put for Charlotte? And don't give me Sasha and Bailey.
When you have 8 championships, why does every championship need to be defended?
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Because you won't see the IC, you won't see the United States, you won't see one or two of the
tag. Yeah.
So if the main match would be Becky versus Ronda, why does Charlotte need that? What if there's no story for her? Why do we need to give everybody a match on WrestleMania these days when they haven't earned it?
Because it's the most spectacular 2-night WrestleMania in the history of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This is where it comes back to where your roster is so thin that you don't have enough people for believability on 2 rosters to make a 2-night WrestleMania seem legit as far as, oh my God, matchups on both nights.
For me, it's a whole other argument, the whole 2-night thing. But
they don't need 2 nights.
No,
they don't.
They don't need a brand split.
No,
not now.
But we're getting both. So here we are.
Yeah.
As of right now to this date, and we talked about on the road to WrestleMania, I brought it up last week that they got off the big potholes on this road already. I don't see Ronda and Charlotte being to the point where they main event night 1 of WrestleMania based off what they've done to this point on this road to WrestleMania. I just don't. And then the fact on the other side of the card, you have the women, the women's elimination chamber match, and you just announced that. There wasn't even qualifiers for that. You just announced it, and then there's one spot left open as a surprise entrant, which is either going to be Alexa Bliss, Bailey, or Asuka would be the only one that I would put in there. And, maybe you go with Asuka, she wins it, and she faces Becky for the belt at Mania. Is that main event worthy? No. Mm-hmm. But there's a story that you can tell there that's more compelling than Ronda and Charlotte. If I have Asuka and Becky, I'm more invested in that than Ronda and Charlotte.
Same here. I'm not invested in Ronda anyway, so.
I mean, hey, I'm always invested in Charlotte. That's where we differ.
So, yeah.
That's where we differ.
I mean,
Becky Asuka, Ronda, but the match doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. I mean, Becky and Asuka, right? Again, we talk about simplicity, and it was simple to tell the story of Becky and Ronda. It was right there in front of your face. Becky and Asuka, it's Becky. Oh, I handed you the belt.
Just like it's simple to tell the story with Charlotte and Ronda.
What is there to tell, Jay? What is there to tell? She didn't lose the belt at Mania to Charlotte. She lost it to Becky. She packed up her shit and went home after that. There's no story to tell with her and Charlotte. I eliminated you in the Royal Rumble. That's the story to tell.
They have a history.
Their beef is all surrounded by Ronda. Their beef isn't one-on-one. Their beef is because of Becky. Sorry, not Ronda.
No, Becky.
Their beef is because of Becky. Yeah, that's it. Becky is the absolute factor in this story.
It happened because she wasn't there.
Their match happened.
So you started a story.
So that was the continuation of the story. The main event was supposed to be Becky the main event was supposed to be Becky Ronda. They threw in Charlotte to whatever
beef it up. Yeah, to make it more glamorous.
That was it. Mm-hmm. So that was the whole story. Charlotte's only in this story because they just put her in the story. There is no beef.
But now you have a story.
What's the story?
Play off of it. Make something. Play off of it.
Just because
the story based on a lie.
That's how stories start.
So anybody in the roster could be in the story because they just happen to be there. Hey, you're in the locker room, so yep, we have a history.
Didn't Warhawk just do that? What's his name? Archer? Didn't he just walk into a championship match?
Yeah, but
No
we
story?
talk about that constantly. How nobody should be calling a match. That's on every show.
No, but they built that up to the point where you had a match. They haven't done anything to build up to where I want to see the match.
There's still a whole month to go.
And they won't do shit.
You want to book it right now, like it's
the guy that
tomorrow.
doesn't like stories. You know they're not going to do shit in the next month.
And I'll enjoy the matches.
I know.
Sorry, that's me.
And that's
I'll
fine.
enjoy the matches.
You enjoy the company, and that's fine that you enjoy it. But whenever I know they can give me something more, and they choose not to, that's what pisses me off about the company. It's not that they don't know how to tell a story, because they've been doing it for goddamn 50 years. But whenever they choose not to give me a story, for whatever reason.
But you've been through it so long. How long until it becomes retreads?
Again, that's the whole part of it. You do this over and over again.
Then when they make a story, this is going to be the a la, this is so and so, so and so.
It should be.
This is a la, so and so, and
so long that it should be perfected by now. And the older they get, the worse it's getting.
I enjoy it.
So, okay, now you say you enjoy it, but do you really enjoy it? Is this as good as it's ever been to you? Like, is this like, you watch this and you enjoy it to the point where, like, wow, like, I look forward to this only every week. That because it is the best story and the best program that I can watch on TV. Not just wrestling, I'm talking on TV. Because they think everything's competition to them. Is it that good that the storyline, the production, every part of it is so good for 3 hours on Monday night, 2 hours on Friday night? That is the best show that you know that you're going to watch that and you don't care about missing anything else.
No, but no Raw was like that.
You didn't feel that way at all every time that you watched wrestling?
I tuned in for people.
Okay.
I tuned in. If The Rock was cutting a promo, I tuned in. That's what got me. You make me laugh. You make me giggle. I'm simple.
So in the Monday Night Wars, which is arguably the best era of pro wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't,
especially for our time period.
Yeah, for given our age and demographic. I was watching Raw and WCW instead of Monday Night Football during that time. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not watching Raw over Monday Night Football.
I am.
So,
and I was in.
For me, every show, like I can watch something else these days. There's not a lot of good stuff on TV.
For it being sports entertainment, the entertainment part of it is not entertaining. It hasn't been entertaining for a couple years now.
But how many segments were entertaining years ago? The Rock, Stone Cold, people who can cut promos, throwing some shitty wrestling, throwing some terrible storylines, same shit. If you go back and watch actual wrestling, the actual matches.
Well, that's not you can't use that argument. You can't use that argument because the wrestlers evolve just like in any sport. The players evolve. If you watch a football game from the 80s or basketball, if you watch Michael Jordan play in the Bulls in the 90s, watch that basketball. It was 80-78 against the Jazz in the finals. It was garbage basketball compared to today's basketball, but that's because the players evolved.
That was good basketball.
But wouldn't that be?
Go back and watch that final series, and you tell me that was actually good, entertaining basketball compared to the basketball they're playing today.
Wouldn't
Jason,
that be like to your?
Oh, you want free ball? You want points?
Jason, to your point, I think that the talent in WWE is probably some of the best in-ring talent they've ever had, and it's gotten that way the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. I think the talent isn't the problem
because the wrestling's evolved.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be flip-flop now? So you said that during the Attitude Era, the entertainment was great, but the wrestling sucks. But now the wrestling is good, but the entertainment is terrible. So it's like two sides of the same coin.
See, I don't necessarily think that the wrestling is all that. Like the talent is good, but I think they get so limited on what they can do in the ring that the matches aren't what they should be. I think the talent's there, but the matches they can have doesn't equal their talent sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just basing off the limitations they have.
Yeah,
like
so match wise, wrestling wise, what match in recent memory has been better than Brett Stone Cold? From with the double turn.
You said Brett. Huh? You said Brett. I checked out.
You said 13. WrestleMania 13.
No, you said Brett, and I checked out. So
yeah,
I wasn't a fan.
How do you check out on Brett? But you're
talking
about
Brett. Yeah.
I hated Bret Hart.
But from in-ring work wise, he's arguably one of the best.
I hated Bret. You're missing what I'm saying. I hated Bret Hart. So I didn't care to watch Bret Hart.
Okay, then give me Michaels versus Austin.
That was good.
What would have been if you have a favorite Attitude Era match? What would have been a match that you can go back and watch and be like, that defined the Attitude Era for me?
Man, you're asking me a trick question. It's like asking me, like, pick your favorite song. I don't even. I honestly couldn't even remember the matches. I don't remember the matches. I remember the moments. I remember the segments.
There's the classic WWE tagline. We only create moments. That's it right there. All right.
But you can go back and remember whole matches?
Yeah.
Or do you remember moments?
Go back and remember matches more than
you remember moments.
I remember Stone Cold and Austin, like that whole match. Everything else is like real foggy.
Transcribe it for me.
Huh?
Transcribe it for me.
You want me to transcribe?
Transcribe the whole match.
Yeah. If you guys remember it. If you guys remember, yeah. Transcribe it for me.
You want
give me whole for whole. Or do you remember?
You want me to transcribe something that's 30 minutes long compared to something that's 30 seconds?
Yeah, because you remember moments. You don't remember the whole damn match.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. And that argument doesn't even stand up.
Nobody remembers the whole.
But it comes to the point of
nobody remembers the whole damn match.
Nobody remembers anything of all of it. Even a TV show that you watch, you're not going to sit there and be able to remember everything. But yeah.
Homework for next week.
But you can sit there and say that, hey, that whole match had me on the edge of the seat. If a moment had you on the edge of the seat, that's one thing. But if you can sit there and say that match had me on the edge of my seat the whole entire time, that's not a moment. That's the match.
And in recent, when's the last time they had a moment?
Who?
WWE. Recently. When's the last time they had a moment? Except for Sasha and Bianca face off at Mania last year. Give me a moment.
I remember Bianca at SummerSlam.
What her losing in 26 seconds? That's not
that's SummerSlam. No, that wasn't the one. The one after. There was a pay-per-view after.
TLC?
That might have been it.
What was the moment?
Where she had her pressed up with one hand. That was a moment for me. I remember it. I remember Sasha split in the Rumble. You remember that? Yeah, you remember that.
Trick question.
You remember.
I remember Otis spelling elemental wrong. I remember.
All right, enough of this. We're cutting this off.
Hey, I can remember the man's jokes.
Couple quick hitters here.
Not Boogs, that other one.
Couple other quick hitters from the World of Wrestling. Moving on.
We didn't want to talk about the Dusty Cup. Great matches. Okay, moving on.
I didn't watch NXT this week. I was busy doing other shit.
Missing great Dusty Cup matches, but
I didn't have time to tune it on. The Dusty Cup for me is over. Like, I don't get invested in the Dusty Cup, and
I've never gotten invested in the Dusty Cup except for the first time.
You're missing great matches.
So, yeah, I'll go back and watch it. You're saying it was great matches. I'll watch. Now, overall, the show started to finish.
No.
Okay. So there you go.
No, I mean, nothing this week. I can pick out matches, but as a whole for wrestling, nothing. Sat well with me.
Couple quick hitters here. MLW, they announced Killer Cross is making his return to MLW on February 26th at Super Fight. So Cross's first promotional match back with the company. I think MLW is a great fit for him. Don't know if he'll be there and bounce around the other ones, but I'm interested to see what he's going to do there.
What's his name? Court Bauer. He posted this week that Killer Cross is coming in on the revolving door or whatever he's calling his thing. So it doesn't sound like he's sticking around.
Yeah,
revolving door.
And that's just Bauer adding a name to the way he already booked the territory anyways. Like,
Yeah.
It was always a revolving door. You were there for your shot, and you're going to move on to something else.
Is this helping or hurting wrestling?
To me,
Like every now and then you're seeing people get pulled from matches. Like the last recent couple matches, you've been seeing people get pulled for injuries or some other reason.
so from the smaller company perspective,
Yeah, smaller. Yeah,
the MLWs, the GCWs, and I'm saying smaller just because of comparing them to WWE and AEW, they're smaller. For me, I think it's great because there's people that I want to see bounce around to have matchups with each other, and I don't need them to continue to have 7 matches after that. Like, give me Killer Cross and Jacob Fatu in MLW. Give me Killer Cross and Mil Muertes in MLW. Killer Cross and Hammerstone. Like, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking of people that he could have, a run for 6 months with. Like, give me those 3, and then if he moves on and goes somewhere else, great. Like, okay, move over to GCW and do your thing there with Nick Gage or Moxley. Him and Moxley wrestled before, was a good match. So for me, I think it's fine. You look at somebody like Jonathan Gresham, still defending the ROH title, and he can do stuff at GCW, Impact. If he chooses MLW, I think there's great matchups for him in MLW there. Like,
but I know he's been one of the ones pulled a couple times.
Yeah, so
on big matches.
The Briscoes are doing it. I think there's talent that can do it, that can draw in each promotion they go into and have matches to where you don't need them to stay there for a year, 2 years, 5 years. Keep it fresh, move out, bring them back in whenever. So yeah, I think it helps those companies from that standpoint. Nope, nobody else got an opinion. Okay, cool. So Killer Cross, NWA, the Pope this week. Go on YouTube, check out NWA. The promo he cut, probably one of the better promos I've seen in recent memory. And I like the Pope. I like everything the Pope does. He's super entertaining for me. Him on the microphone is really good.
He's always been good on the mic.
Yeah, another guy where WWE, like, why didn't it work? I don't know. Can't answer it. But it's not because he's not entertaining. But yeah, go check out that promo. That was a highlight of the week for me. I would definitely go watch that on YouTube. And then Impact, like I said, they've been doing good stuff. No Surrender's coming up this week. Deonna Purrazzo, Santana, and Garrett answered the open challenge from the champ. Really good match, really solid match. If you haven't watched that one yet, go seek that out and watch that one from this week as well.
Thoughts on possibly Josh Alexander leaving Impact? If this is a work or a shoot, who knows? But
who knows? If he were to leave Impact, I think it would be a huge loss for Impact. I know Impact, they have guys leave all the time and they seem to just keep trucking along and do their thing. But for me, Alexander is somebody that you want to get and keep as a pillar of your company, a la Jacob Fatu and MLW. Like, sign him, offer him the money, keep him around. Let other people go. That's not somebody that you want walking out your door, in my opinion.
If he does walk out, was Moose the right call?
No. For me, Moose was never the right call, but
I enjoyed Moose being the right call from the standpoint of it gave you a moment, as Jay likes to say, but it set up Alexander for the chase. And the babyface chase with the heel champ is always better than a heel chasing a babyface champ.
Yes.
So
always.
Yeah. Now if he leaves before we get that payoff of him beating Moose for the Impact title, then I'll be like, all right, kind of disappointed in it, and would have liked to see him get a run before he left.
Yeah. I wonder if that if he is gone, like legit gone, I wonder if that had anything to do with it. That he didn't get his moment. But
I don't know. I mean, you could potentially say because they would have known his contract's up at a certain point. But I mean, he's worked New Japan stuff. He's been on New Japan Strong. He's had matches over there. So we'll see. We'll see when and if he does leave and go somewhere else. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
I'll follow him wherever he goes and keep in tune with him.
I think main roster New Japan would be the most fitting for him. I think that fits his style, and he could get over there.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, those were just the quick hitters that I had pegged as far as stuff to check out and upcoming. Here locally, IWC is having an event on the 19th. So if you're local in the area, want some good wrestling there, look at getting tickets and go out to that.
There's a moment.
There's a moment.
That beer's not shaking.
All right, let's get into the drink of the week here.
Chug, 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 chug.
This week's drink of the week is brought to you by Nancy B's Bakery, the world-renowned chocolate chip stout. For those of you in our area, of this bakery here locally in Homestead, the great Nancy B herself passed away recently. So in homage to her, we decided to get this drink of the week and try this out. Some of the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
So we're gonna go with this stout here, 6.4% alcohol by volume.
Now, would you drink this morning?
No. It even says right on the label, keep cold, drink fresh.
I think for a stout, it's a very nice, smooth stout. I don't feel it being as heavy as a Guinness. From that standpoint, I'm getting some of the chocolate notes in the back end of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It tastes like I just licked the ashtray. Maybe
the coffee. It's not a strong smell.
It's not harsh, no.
No, but this is actually the first time I've ever had Allegheny City Brewing in Pittsburgh. So for the first time having them, it's not a bad stout. I don't necessarily think I'm drinking a cookie, but I'm definitely getting the chocolate notes to it, and it's smooth, and it's everything I like about a stout. Yeah. I wish I actually had a cookie right now to drink with it.
Well, you just
eat with it.
Want that to have because you like cookies.
Yeah, I could have a cookie anytime. Especially a Nancy B cookie, I could have anytime.
I'll go a 3 on the sumo scale. I wish I would get a little bit more chocolate than what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. But as far as being a smooth, drinkable stout, I would recommend it if you're a stout drinker for sure. Donald?
I give it a 2. For me, it was smooth, but it had that harshness of the stout that I don't like.
Yeah.
It wasn't smooth or harsh, so as much as I don't like stout, I'd have another.
It's good.
Surprise there,
Yeah.
Chris.
I like it. I mean, again, first time I'm having a beer from Allegheny City. I like it. For a stout, it's a good stout. There's a good base there that would make me actually want to go and try other stouts that they have and other beers. I wish I was getting a little bit more flavor in there, but I do get a little bit like the hints of chocolate and the smoothness on the back end. I'll give it a 3.5. It's a little bit better than above average.
All right, there you go. If you're familiar with Nancy B's Bakery, go out and get you a can, pour out a little toast, and ship me some. Yes, sir. All right, and with that being said, raise your bottles, cans, brown paper bags, red and blue solo cups, whatever you're cheersing with this week, to good ships and wood ships and ships that sail the seas. The best ships are friendships, and friends will always be. Salute. All right, this week in sports, won't spend a whole lot of time here. It is what it is in the sports world this week.
Not much.
There was some news depending on what you're a fan of. So NFL, obviously, we got the Super Bowl tomorrow night between the Rams and the Bengals. We had the NFL awards show on Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers won his 4th MVP. TJ Watt was Defensive Player of the Year.
First and many.
Yep. Which was the 8th Defensive Year award winner from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 4 more than any other franchise. Steel Curtain only puts out Defensive Player of the Year award winners. So there's that there. Not too many surprises awards wise. So, but with that, the Super Bowl tomorrow, Bengals, Rams, who you got in the game itself?
I had the Rams making it to the Super Bowl, but I had them losing to the Chiefs. So we'll stick with that trend. Rams lose, Bengals win.
Chris,
you got the stats, Chris? Did you pull them up? Because I think I might have said Packers
from our original stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody had the Super Bowl right.
No,
because nobody had the Bengals. So
I pick Bucks Chiefs.
Yeah, I had Bucks Chiefs too, and
damn it.
Yeah.
I think Rams are going to win back-to-back Super Bowls where the home team wins.
Jay,
you'll never catch me rooting for the Bengals. Sorry, I'm an AFC guy, but not the AFC North or the Patriots.
Agreed. I will never root for another Bengals, Browns, Ravens to win the Super Bowl ever. As much as I love the young talent Cincinnati has and wish they were here in the Berg. and dreading the fact that we're going to have to play them boys, 2 times a year for the next 12 years. For me, local ties, obviously with Tyler Boyd and Aaron Donald in the Super Bowl, Whippeal kids, Pitt alumni. As much as I want Aaron Donald to win, he did go to Penn Hills, so I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place between picking the Bengals or somebody from Penn Hills to get a ring. But there's no question I'm picking the Rams. I will never pick the Bengals. Now, will the Bengals cover and everything else? That's a different thing. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams to win the game.
Anybody got an MVP?
If I'm going Rams MVP, to me, it's either going to be Cooper Kupp or Aaron Donald.
I'm going to go Kupp.
I'd have to know a player on either team to know.
Pick the mascot.
Since I picked the Bengals to win, it got to be Joe Burrow. Quarterbacks only get that the MVP, the face.
Unless you're who is it? Ward.
Yeah. Or Larry Brown.
The disrespect.
All right. There's that. NBA trade deadline came and passed. The biggest trade obviously sent James Harden from the Nets to the Sixers. Ben Simmons, who hasn't played a single minute this year and cost himself $19 million, I believe it was, in fines before being traded to the Nets. We'll see if this works. I mean, for everybody, the Nets are the greatest compilation of talent ever. They're gonna win 5 rings. Oh my God, they played 16 games together, total 16 games.
That blew up fast.
Disaster.
That'll be a Pepperidge Farm meme.
Disaster. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know who this position's better because we haven't seen Ben Simmons play all year. Not sure what he's going to look like. I think the Nets suit Ben Simmons' game more if he doesn't want to shoot the ball, because you can line him up with a lineup out there with 4 straight killers as far as shooting goes, and just have him do his thing with penetrating and dishing. So we'll see how it plays out. James Harden is probably the most malcontent player I've ever seen in a professional sports league. He left Oklahoma City originally because he didn't want to play with Durant and Westbrook no more. Went to Houston, got rid of Dwight Howard real quick. Then CP3 came in. That lasted, I think, 2 years. Then he forced his way out of Houston to the Nets, lasted 12 months with KD and Kyrie, and now he's playing with Embiid and the Sixers. Dude is just, I mean.
James Harden or AB?
Oh, geez.
One makes a splash and the other one.
I don't know. They're both team killers. So, yeah, I don't know there. And then the Olympics have been marred in scandal and disaster. It's been a train wreck since they started. Conditions have been horrible. A lot of athletes are complaining about food. You had disqualification for uniforms being too big. You have this, doping scandals. It's just been a
heart medicine as a drug.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, the Russian figure skater. Yeah,
skater that won gold.
Yeah, she has a heart condition, and so she uses a drug, and they said that could be that's a banned substance because it gives more blood flow to your body.
Like I posted, I've been watching Cool Runnings.
Oh, and then the Big Air thing built right next to a nuclear reactor, a nuclear power plant.
Big Air?
Yeah.
Why would you with Big Air? What?
The pictures. When I saw the pictures, I was like, I cannot believe this. Like, it looks so weird. By stacks of nuclear power, just by nuclear stacks.
It has not been a good showing from the Olympics.
Jump into a cloud of
and I mean, when did Beijing last have it? Was that like 2010 or something like that?
I'm not sure.
2008 for the Summer Olympics.
Okay, so I mean, they should have known how to host.
And do they choose a venue?
Do they ever repeat venues?
They choose the venue 12 years in advance.
I mean, do they ever repeat venues?
I think.
Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think they're using the Bird's Nest again. I don't know.
Okay.
Events, but
yes, this is the first time that a city did both winter and summer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just an all-around shit show from the Olympics.
that's
all I
really
got in sports.
Anything else?
No, I knew it was going to be a disaster before it started.
All the problems, weeks before that kept coming out. So,
anybody got anything else in sports? If not, we can jump right over into one gotta go.
Just one real quick note: Sidney Crosby's inching closer. He's at 499, so one more goal till 500.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't score until Tuesday night at home against the Flyers.
You going? Or do you just want
no,
to?
I'm not.
Flyers?
I'm not going.
Against the Flyers.
If you're going to score a goal 500, it's going to be at home in the Berg against the Flyers. So, I'm rooting against him scoring until Tuesday night.
How many times did they play till then?
They played twice. They might have already played, but they have 2 games prior to that. So
yeah, these are all like the makeup games right now.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
I really don't know the schedule for makeup games. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else in sports?
No.
All right. Let's get into the shits. All right. Poll result from the Girl Scout cookie battle from last week.
I'll tell you what.
Do-si-dos.
This one actually surprised me. Do-si-dos was up there.
Oh.
But no joke, Thin Mints got one gotta go, and that surprised me. The most votes were, I mean, and not by a few votes, were Thin Mints, Samoas, and Do-si Dos. Tag-alongs didn't get a whole lot, but I was very surprised on Thin Mints because people seem to love Thin Mints. I was even surprised off of Samoas. I know a lot picked Samoas on here, because we all hate coconut, but I don't know if the hate for coconuts is that real out there, but it surprised me. I thought the love for Thin Mints was like was supposed to be like the number one cookie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, speaking of love here, Chris, what do you got for this week's edition of One Gotta Go?
I did go little love theme.
A list of our exes.
I actually, so prefacing this, I actually thought about doing dating apps. And then I was just like, well, I know we're not all on dating apps. I know one of us definitely is not on them, so I was like, that really wouldn't be a good one. So I just kind of.
That'd be me.
I'm pretty sure you're on Instagram. So I kind of went basics here. I went Valentine's Day gift basics. I went roses, candy, jewelry, and lingerie.
Well, so this is definitely going to get some flack and backlash on social media.
So I know this can kind of be interchangeable a little bit too, especially for the lingerie, because the men buy it for the women buy it to show off for the men. So, or whoever your partner is.
So depending on how you look at this list, depending on your budget, jewelry's gonna be the first one that gotta go, right? If you're balling or you're not, that'll depend on jewelry. As far as gifts that mean something for the other person, these are just basic run-of-the-mill gifts. There's no thought behind these. So the sentimental value in these gifts is not going to be up there with the other ones. For me, one got to go from this list just because it's probably, yeah. pull up the last comment.
I was going to save it, but the call-up says Rose has got to go and spend $60 or more on flowers that's going to die in 2 days.
Yeah, so I've transitioned away from the flower game and gone into the edible arrangement game because it's gone over way better. And I
heard edible. I wasn't sure where you were going on that.
I took it all wrong. I'm like, hold on. It's not a treat for her. Edible arrangements, okay.
I'll go with I don't know why this is so hard because I'll go with jewelry just because
the man with the most experience.
Yeah, I'll go with jewelry because there's been way too many times. Right, there's been way too many times that
somebody's out off camera with the hook.
No, not at all. I'm going jewelry because there's way too many times that Jins drop the dough on jewelry and the payoff is not what you should get in return for the jewelry. So from that standpoint, jewelry got to go.
Okay.
And that's where I was going to go to the jewelry just because it's extremely expensive depending on what you get and all that. I'm not balling like that. And plus, I'm not giving a girl no jewelry on Valentine's Day anyway, because if you break up, that's a gift in the eyes of the law, and you can't get that back. So watch out, fellas.
Even more reason for an engagement ring when you're going to propose. Don't do it on a holiday.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Those gift days.
If you're the receiver of these gifts, not going to pick if you're a receiver, how about you pick which one you prefer least? One got to go.
That's changing.
You changed the game.
No, I'm saying because who's giving you roses? Is somebody giving you roses?
Hey, if somebody gave me roses, I mean, I would take that as a legitimate gift. Like,
we're picking as we got to buy. There are some people who are picking as what I like to receive.
So then, why don't we do both?
That's what I'm saying.
Because this can go either way. So as far as as far as me giving the gift, right? Jewelry got to go. Unless we've been together, a long ass time, or I know it's going to be a while, like, nah, jewelry got to go. If this is a 4-month or a 2-month hookup thing, yeah, no, you're not getting jewelry for Valentine's Day. I'm kicking you off the list. Absolutely not.
Let's see. If I am giving, jewelry got to go because
we're gonna get hammered for this.
I mean, well, no. If I'm giving, lingerie got to go because it's coming off anyway. And jewelry you can give any. Jewelry doesn't have to be the wedding ring. Jewelry can be a natural. It's some you can spend just as much on roses as you spend on jewelry. So I'm getting rid of lingerie if I'm giving. Now, if I'm receiving, I'm keeping lingerie because your boy needs some draws. That's when jewelry got to go.
So if you're receiving lingerie, are you going with like the satin silk? That's what you want?
Hey, give it what you need. Your boy need covered.
This might be my favorite one. Gotta go for Jason.
I was not expecting this one got to go to bring out the personality that I've been trying to get Jay to bring out for forever on this damn show. But hey, ladies, if you out there, silk,
Hanes, Fruit of the Loom,
sheer, Hanes, Fruit of the Loom,
Bare Thieves,
Peach rings,
Me Undies, whatever you want to do.
Little Debbie's.
If you want to go edible, the boy can go edible.
I'm not saying shoot your shot, but I do like things.
Just don't get him. If it's gonna be edible, just don't give him peach because he'll eat them before he puts them on. So don't. Yeah. Any other flavor is good. You give him peach, he's eating them draws before he puts them on.
Remember those candy necklaces back in the day?
Yeah.
I went to a candy shop one time. They had candy necklace panties.
Wouldn't have made it on the person. I ate it.
For me, I'll just get right to it. Roses got to go. They're too damn expensive. I'll give you roses on February 15th whenever they're back to normal price. Oh, that was good, Jason.
That was good.
Really good.
That was good. I
So
don't
if
think
you're
I can top that next week at all.
Yeah, good. Good act to
I
follow
didn't
there,
expect
Dom.
such feedback, but I was like, this is a basic list. Hopefully,
Basically, we've got too much information.
We need to cut that up and get that out there before Monday, if at all possible.
I was going to release it on Monday.
You're going to put like a 5-minute clip or a 5-second clip like, I need draws. That's what you're going to do.
I was going to release this on Valentine's Day.
Oh, man.
All right, there we go. Final thoughts.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to episode 73. Before we send things home, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live each week. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DumbMarksPod. Don't forget that our audio-only edition of the podcast is available on demand on all your favorite podcast platforms. And support the show by telling a friend about us and purchasing our merchandise at prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod. Next Saturday, we will be joined by Sophia V from Vocal Minds with Sophia, and we will actually be your pre-show to WWE Elimination Chamber because that will be starting at noon next Saturday. So we're going to be giving our predictions for the show then.
Yep, and maybe we bring up this one gotta go question for Sophia next week on the show because I'm interested to hear a woman's take as far as which one of those gifts gotta go. Final thoughts, real quick for me. I saw China is in the WWE 2K22 as a character, so she's actually in the game itself.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. And then
come back anytime you want to.
Thanks for the feedback. Love it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I had final thoughts was I watched the trailer for Jurassic World Dominion, and I am all in on this last installment. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Dinosaur, like I don't give a shit. This set of trilogy for the Jurassic World library, so to speak. I've enjoyed the first two, and from what I saw, and the third one here looks really, really good.
Okay.
So high hopes for that. If you haven't watched that trailer, hop on YouTube. You can watch that. They may debut. Well, it's already out, but you may see a spot for it during the Super Bowl as well.
Cool.
And speaking of Super Bowl, NBC was selling 30-second ad slots for $7 million.
30
Pocket change. You guys want to?
$7 million. They rejected the one ad that I saw that was rejected that they will not air was from a cannabis company during the Super Bowl. But yet you'll get how many Budweiser ads?
Yeah, right.
How many pharmaceutical
Pepsi,
ads for the next biggest
Pepsi
anxiety drug or whatever. Like,
It's
legal. Is it legal in all the states yet? No, not yet. But the fact that they said no to this,
To money.
and it was for $7 million, and it was for the company called Weed Maps. And basically what that is an app on your phone. When you go into a state that's legalized in whatever city you're in, you pull up Weed Maps, it'll let you know where the nearest dispensary is, your weed delivery man, like it gives you all. It's basically DoorDash for weed, which is tremendous.
Your weed
Sure my
delivery.
address is on that list.
So they got the kibosh this week. That ad will not be airing during the Super Bowl.
See, I think the Super Bowl ads has changed a lot the past decade, just because of YouTube. It's like how many people they don't even wait till the Super Bowl to air it; they throw it on YouTube first.
Yeah.
And it's like what? Why?
They show your preview first and all that stuff.
If that's your Super Bowl ad, you're going to be airing it after the Super Bowl. Just make it and air it on regular TV. I wouldn't even waste $7 million on that.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Anybody got any other final thoughts?
What is it? The last episode of Peacemaker coming up?
Yeah, I gotta watch episode 7. We're gonna break down Peacemaker in long format here on a special roundtable edition.
We just gotta wait for Chris to catch up since he's not a DC guy.
Since it's coming up this week, I'll watch it this week. So
definitely gotta watch that. One other quick thing that I saw: Dwayne Johnson is breaking new records with his Terramana tequila. He passed the 600,000 case mark in his first year of sales. Right?
I love it. Is anyone else
he's looking to expand the Terramana brand globally. And to put it into perspective, George Clooney's tequila brand sold for $1 billion, selling approximately 170,000 cases. So Dwayne Johnson, Terramana is almost 6 times what Clooney's brand sold. So you think The Rock had money before? That motherfucker went from a Stegosaurus head in his office. He's going to have Jurassic Park in his backyard.
That's what I say. The dude
$7 till now.
I cannot wait to see what he does with the XFL. See if this thing takes off, because that's all he does is make money.
Has anybody tasted Clooney's?
No,
I have not. But okay. I'm not a tequila guy. We can get it. We can get it and have it on the show.
No lie, me neither. But that Terramana was just good.
Yeah. Terramana was good. I will. You know what? That's what we'll do. We'll try to find a bottle of it, so we can have that on the show to compare it to the Rocks and see where we're at. Yeah.
Like I've had Ryan Reynolds gin, and I like the Aviation gin. I think it's good. But I'm also I'm a gin drinker and a tequila drinker, so I enjoy both of them. I did like Terramana, both that we had. I'm really looking forward to trying the Anejo whenever I can find a bottle of that.
All right. Any other final thoughts? All right. So quote of the week this week, again, in the name of love, I'm going to give some game out here to the young fellas out here, to the kings that are searching for your queens. Two pieces of advice here, right? 2 pieces of advice here. First, if you fall in love with their soul before you touch their skin, it's true love. And second, you can't build a kingdom with someone who craves attention from the village. You can't build a kingdom with somebody who craves attention from the village. So all you kings out there that have queens, you better check them and make sure They ain't craving that attention from the village.
If she for the streets, leave it in.
And with that, I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, telemark. And until next time, catch us around the way.